2, 1. Hey, welcome back to Thursday. Glad to see you all again. Thanks for joining us. Hey, today I want to take a minute, have our little toast, but I want to go over kind of like the science behind Lyte Balance and how some electrolytes are completely different and on a different platform, and why Lyte Balance is on the platform that it's on. So stay with us for a minute. Let's have a toast to your day and mine with a little bit of Lyte Balance, our favorite electrolyte. Cheers. Today, just a mildly thick, kind of nice salty taste. It's kind of good. It's the way I like it. Hell, most of us know about electrolytes from the sports world marketplace. About 78, one of the more famous green drinks showed up on the marketplace, built up out of Florida. And the idea was that in extreme temperatures, football players were having trouble maintaining their fluid level, and so they started to cramp up. Some of them even fainted. One of the coaches built a drink that was basically sugar, salt, and some flavoring, so they didn't have the salty taste. This became basically the core idea of what electrolytes are all about, as far as we know it. Now, you might, if you've been in a hospital, been in a car crash, hurt yourself badly, emergency, had to go into a hospital, and they use electrolytes also, and they usually come in a bag and they drip them into your vein. So those are the two places electrolytes come from, and I can assure you the dripping into the vein goes back further. But right before we went into IV use in World War I, we had people using electrolytes by taste. It's another story for another day. As we move forward in time into the late 70s and 80s, we had a famous green drink on the shelf. Everybody thought this was the way to restore electrolytes when you were playing sports, which was extreme, which put your body into a high sweat mode, which would dehydrate your extracellular region. About 1995, the World Health Organization, as they moved across developing nations, they needed a quick rehydration tool for chronic drought-stricken areas and children who were starved. They couldn't just give them water, it made them sick. So they created the World Health Organization recipe: salt, glucose or sugar, and water, or possibly with the flavoring. This was the World Health Organization recipe, and that is what you see as a basis for most of the rapid rehydration tools on the market today. I won't name them, they're out there, and there are a bunch of them, and they just kind of blew up in the last 10 years or so. This is a rapid rehydration tool. This is a good tool for when you get into trouble. It can be whether you drank too much, whether you ran too hard, whether you jumped up and played a sport when you weren't ready, whether you got sick, got the flu, got a cold. All of these fit the same profile. Even the famous baby electrolyte everybody talks about, same story. Built on the same platform. Mostly salt, a little bit of glucose and fluids and flavor. Okay, this tool specifically is aimed at filling the extracellular region. That's what sodium does. That's where you sweat from. It's important to use it for shock, for trauma, for chronic dehydration, for a quick punch, to get you back in the game, to get you moving again. It's basically the fast food of hydration, and it's used in emergencies, and it's used in hospitals for shock and trauma. It gets instant results. 36 to 48 hours later, you kind of go back to where you were. This type of electrolyte has a low carry capacity. It's meant to fill you up quickly, and you also drain quickly unless you continue to use it. And if you continue to use it, it'll fill one compartment of your body, the extracellular region, with salts and keep more fluid in that area. It doesn't have a strong holding capacity because it doesn't build. Okay, it's got a high flush rate. It goes in and out. It's meant to get you back in the game. Now, Lyte Balance is built on a little bit different platform. Taking our cues from the hospital and from doctors and looking at how would you develop an electrolyte that actually fed both the extracellular region to give you rapid rehydration and the intracellular region, which would actually nourish the cells, feed the body for healing potential. This was the idea. It's about 40 years now in the making. This is the recipe we've settled on. It's highly effective to do both sides of that, which means it has a neutral positive effect on blood pressure. It actually feeds both sides of the systolic and the diastolic on your blood pressure, building to a natural medium, which is really, really healthy. It also stabilizes with daily use because it infiltrates into the cell as well as extracellular, it builds your holding capacity, which means you actually carry a little more water and a lot more gracefully, so that when you do get into trouble, you can run up against and slide through it, rather than running up against and falling through it and needing a rapid rehydration. So it builds kind of like your hydration muscles on the inside of your body. It's what we call durable hydration, and that's what its goal is, to build durable hydration in your body. But to do that, it takes an application over time. And because it's mixed with no other additives, just 8 great salts, over time it continually tenderizes and builds lots of hydration into all of your cells throughout your body. That is an interesting proposal because it adds not only to your physiological body, it adds to your nervous system, it adds to your emotional stress, which is potassium-based versus sodium-based for your physical stress. It also helps your mental acuity because it keeps your hydration levels up as an added benefit. Now, I didn't even cover tasteability yet. All of those salts have flavors that are affected by your needs. Sometimes if you need them, they're going to taste better, and if you don't need them, they're not going to taste as good. That's why you make it so that it's naked. Nothing in it but the electrolytes. You can put it in pure water and sip it. And you can use that to tell you whether you should add more electrolytes into your diet or if you need more water into your diet, right on the spot. You can adjust it daily. This managing your current hydration completely sets it apart from flavored electrolytes and sodium-based electrolytes that are designed for extracellular regions only. You can check your water to electrolyte level anytime you want to mix it in water. Your children can do it, and you can ask them, how does it taste? Everybody gets an idea of what they taste like when you use it this way. Today I'm about even. I could add more water and more electrolytes and be good. That's pretty much the science behind Lyte Balance. You can use it as often as you want. If you mix it a cup to a cap, meaning you can have any kind of fluid from juice, water, hot chocolate. And if you add it to foods, this is a very interesting thing. It's like a force multiplier. It goes into the food and it makes the food a superfood, and your body digests it and it brings it in a whole different pathway. They're very healthy for you. That's why it's great. You can put it on your eggs, in your oatmeal, yogurt, kefir, any number of soups. Really helps you out. So that's kind of more of the science behind Lyte Balance. We'll go more into tasteability and why that changes in your body and how that helps your gut biome manage your food processing better, as well as creating vitamins for your body. We'll cover that next time we talk. That's it for this Thursday. Have a great week. See you next week.